Record to the
Depends
cloud.
on what you want to do with it, I
Done.
guess.
I recording to the cloud.
Okay.
Doug, you're the
Here,
only
Sister
male.
Governor Tracy is here.
Hello, everyone.
Tracy.
Nice to see you.
Two.
So far, Doug's the only male joining us. What's going on here?
Yeah.
Tammy Red Deer needs a comma after her name. Otherwise it sounds,
I've got Sharon Chilliwack, I guess you should.
Tammy in Red Deer.
yeah, or just
I
comma,
think so.
Yeah, comma.
just comma.
I just changed
I-
Tracy
I
to
feel like I'm
Tracy.
sitting at a table
Thank
with 6
you.
women. I better behave.
There.
Well, I was expecting a lot of people, but we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yes, exactly.
But did a notice go out, a special notice?
Didn't you get it?
No, I didn't.
Are you not on our distribution list?
Yeah, she is. Yeah.
I didn't get it though this time. I was
Really?
looking for it and that's why I wondered because I thought Peter
Mhm.
always sent it out.
I did, and I sent it to all our subscribers.
Ellie sent it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went, yeah.
I didn't get it. Interesting.
I think I've got it
Well, I'm
right.
glad you're here though.
Well,
Yes,
yeah,
thank
I knew it was.
Yeah.
Why? It's gone from a men's world to a women's world here. Except for Doug. He's a minority.
I'm
You're
okay
lucky.
with that. You know, I had 3 older sisters, so
Oh.
and one bathroom. So
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I knew
relate.
I knew where my position was in life.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Sound like my husband. We have 4 daughters, myself, and all our pets were female.
Fun.
There's David. Hey, David.
Well, it's almost here.
David's almost here. Yeah.
There he
There he
is.
is. Yes.
There he is. Handsome David.
No,
How come I can't see him? Where is he?
what do
Do
you
we have
need,
to call
Doug?
you president now?
There we go.
Here we are.
I know that Keith won't be here tonight.
Too late for him.
Yeah, too late for him.
Sleeping, yep.
Yes, he's sleeping right
So
now.
Stacy, who they're talking about he's in England.
Okay, it would be pretty late over there.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, 7 hours from here.
2 o'clock in the morning.
It's pretty late where I am.
What time is it?
What time is it there?
What time is it there?
Oh, it's only 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Oh,
So I know
8.
when I go to bed at 9:30, as
Yeah.
So
and,
Stacy,
you're
you're
making
in
me
Florida?
stay up.
and where is Stacy from? Just because I'm not familiar. We're
I'm in Florida, so it's
Oh,
8 o'clock
wonderful.
here.
okay.
So I'm sure whoever's leading the meeting is going to do introductions and ask everybody where they're from.
That's you, isn't it?
No, I didn't plan on it. I was hoping either David or Tammy.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't listening.
Well, who has the agenda?
There's no agenda.
There's no
Oh,
agenda. This
okay.
is just
Okay.
a,
So you may need to start
It's a
the
free-for-all.
introduction,
go
Sharon.
ahead. Yes.
Well,
Okay.
Sure, I can start, we're at 1802, so I guess most people are already here. Yes, well, I'll start by introducing myself as David Barrett in Cochrane, Alberta, and currently the club president. And next on my screen here is Stacy Perspective.
Yes, I'm looking for a different Rotary club. So I've been a Rotarian for a long time, and I'm looking for a different club. So that's why I'm perspective to possibly transfer to your club.
Okay. Do you have a picture? Do you have a camera, Stacy?
My camera's not working at the moment.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
no problem. No, thank you very much. And you're in Florida, you said?
I'm in Florida.
All right.
But what club are you transferring from?
I had been in a Terra club and I went to another E club. that is very inactive. So I'm just kind of, hoping to find something that's a little more lively.
Oh, we are very lively.
So far, so good. This is a positive.
So where was the Terra Club, Stacey?
In Naples, Florida.
Oh, okay.
And it disbanded at the end of June. So,
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
We'll be happy to take the rest of the members too.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Well,
Yeah.
I will let them know. Most of them have not found anywhere. They're just kind of in limbo right now. So,
Well, it's kind of nice because you would have a geographic pod in your own area, so you can still do some social or community service things together
Yes.
under the auspices of our E-Club.
yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Wonderful. The pictures keep changing around. So Tammy's now next in line here.
Yeah, okay, good. Well, a little warmer in Red Deer today. We went from -21 on Monday to +8 today.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
bonus.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's been
Wow.
beautiful for a couple of days.
Wow.
So, yeah, welcome, Stacy, for joining us tonight. I'm the secretary of the club, and yeah, we are a lively group. I think you'd enjoy us.
So far, so good. I'm impressed.
Good.
So Ellie, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Do you have to ask me? I'm Ellie. I am actually I'm a founding president of this club. I'm a past district governor, and I spent half of my years in Osoyoos, British Columbia, and the other half in Manzanillo, Texas. I mean, Mexico.
We're confused. Have another glass.
No, I didn't have it. I don't have nothing here.
Sharon and Chilliwack.
Okay, so Stacy and I have been emailing, but I was hoping to see her face, but that's okay. We'll connect. I'm from Chilliwack, British Columbia, and I was the past president of a Terra Club, and now, as you know, involved with the membership and whatever other little bits that I can be involved in. And snow is melting here. Yay!
And here. Kitty.
Oh, hi, I'm Kitty, and I am currently in Anguilla until April, and I'm normally in Ontario, Canada, in Sarnia, in fact, and I have been a charter president of the E-Club of the Caribbean. I've also been in the E-Club, or not the E-Club, the Rotary Club of Anguilla years ago as well, and now I am an associate member of the E-Club of Canada 1.
And the one that puts our weekly meetings together. I recognize that. Super job.
Thank you.
Doug and Cost. Oh, where's Doug? Where's
There he
his
is.
picture?
Doug in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Thanks, David.
He's still there.
Yeah, I'm a charter member of the club, past president of the club, and full-time homeless person of the club. Don't feel sorry for me because we get to travel all over the world and go to amazing places and check in now and then on my club. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Doug. And Judy.
Hi, and I have with me Randy Olson.
Hi, everybody.
Randy is from Rotary Club of Sherwood Park in Alberta. And Randy and May are here visiting us in Ajijic, Mexico, at our home here. So we're all having a fabulous time. I am a director of the E-Club, and I joined this club a year ago. And before that, I belonged to Edmonton Riverview Club for about 26 years. And I'm a past district governor of District 5370.
Thank you very much, Judy. And talking of district governors, I've been a bit remiss. Tracy's been hiding around the edge of my screen there. So welcome, Tracy. I assume, are you in Grand Prairie now?
I am, David. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's so great to be in and to join you tonight. Hello, Judy. Hello,
Hi.
Ellie. I miss my Mexican people. I wish I was coming down to see you both again. But it is wonderful to connect. I am pleased to say we went from -48 a few days ago to we're -2 right now. So I really wish I was down last week with you.
Yes.
But I was actually recently in Puerto Vallarta, and I have to say I spent some time there. It was beautiful, and also attended some meetings there. And Ellie and Judy, there's some beautiful work that's being done in that area too as well.
Yeah.
That I'd love to share with you sometime. I do want to first, before I sign off, I just want to offer my condolences to everyone. I was out of the country when Peter passed, and I'm very sorry. You've lost not just a fellow Rotarian, but you've lost a family member. And Peter was an amazing key influence driver, passionate Rotarian who I highly respected. And just from my heart to your heart, I'm thinking of you. I offer my condolences. And if there's anything we can do on a personal level or on a district level to support you, we're here for you.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
So, between Ellie and Sharon and Tammy, I saw some notes made that you were going to.
Yes, I have a couple of PowerPoints, one of which is kind of fun. Though I don't know what order we want to do this. Does anybody want to make a few comments about Peter first? Just so you know, Stacy, Peter Denooy just passed away unexpectedly, and he was our current president in our E-Club. Complications from cancer surgery, and it was very unexpected by all of us. So, and it's very recent.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
So we're kind of in the midst of who's who and who's doing what right now. So, yeah.
Well, maybe as I was at the funeral, we had some very nice tributes from club members that Ovalsleen read out, and Peter's two sons stood up and gave a very nice memories of him, and there was a large contingent of his family and daughters-in-law and stepdaughters, and well, brought to mind while he mentioned about daughter-in-laws. Pardon me. Oval had mentioned about Peter and some other friends that got together and tasted Scotch single malt whiskies. And the two daughter-in-laws were very thoughtful and provided selections of single malt whiskies at the reception afterwards, which was I found very enjoyable, and I think some others as well.
I would too.
It was very nice. There was a lot of Rotarians there, obviously, a number from the South Carolina Club, and we had the ceremony was 3/4 of an hour or 50 minutes long, and then we went and had some beautiful refreshments and drink and fellowship. I will pass over to anybody else who would like to say anything. But I goes well saying, obviously, I very much miss Peter. He was a real tour de force, doing a fantastic job for the club. And he must have dedicated, I don't know how many hours a week. He seemed to be on and doing things, plus contacting, was it 300 E-clubs around the world that he'd attempted to make contact with. I don't know whether he, probably half of them that he made contact with, and did a really great job there promoting E-clubs around the world.
Yeah, I thought would it be kind of nice for those of us who know Peter? We've had lots of written tributes, and this is kind of the first time that we've all seen each other face to face to talk about Peter. And might be kind of nice for to come up with one word that you would describe Peter as. And I guess I'll go first. I really enjoyed working with Peter, and I would describe him as a very direct person. I love that about Peter. You always knew where you stood. Anybody else?
Maybe can I take a moment here and just say hello to Nosberto?
Yes.
Nosberto
yes.
visits us frequently. There he is, member of the Guatemala Rotary Club. And
Yes.
you in Ottawa or Guatemala today?
Good evening, everybody. Today I'm in Guatemala. I'm waiting for Eli and Ramiro. They are coming tomorrow, as well as 8 Rotarians more from Ontario, I think, and from the UK as well. So I'll be waiting for you at the airport, pick you up, and bring you to the hotel. So here I am. Okay. And, I want to say in my very bad English that I do remember Peter very well. I met him last during the Toronto Convention, International Convention, and I was really sad because I didn't know that he was sick. I don't know. He was a very straightforward, very direct. Somebody said the same thing, and I don't know. I was very sad. The last couple of years, I had lost 2 Rotarians, which I consider my friends. One was a Rotarian from US, with whom I work several projects, and Peter. And I'm so sorry, really, I'm so sorry. I tried to reach his family as well. But in part, the trip of tomorrow is because he organized it with Vicky. You know, she lives in Guatemala as well. So I guess that this trip is also in his honor. So we'll try to do our best and host you as Guatemalans can do it. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Nosberto. Does anybody else have any comments?
Yeah, David.
Yes, sir.
You know, there's a lot of very, very dedicated people in this club on this call, but I think the word dedicated has to be set aside for Peter Denooy. The amount of work and effort that he put into this club was phenomenal. You know, you could always see it. You could just sort of, you know, there was stuff evolving all the time, and he was always, I don't know how many hours a day he gave the club, but it seemed like most of them. And I just want to use the word dedicated for Peter.
Great, thank you.
I'd like to say passionate too. He was so passionate about Rotary and the E-Club and all of the E-Clubs, and trying to get everything working properly in the way that he wanted it. He was just absolutely amazing, and there's nobody ever going to be like him. I think he was.
I have to.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I have to echo Judy's word, passionate. I went to see the presentation that he was part of at the Toronto International Convention, and very passionate about E-Clubs and spreading the word about E-Clubs and being a Rotarian, and how even if you weren't in a, you know, in a city, you could still be a Rotarian. So I really enjoyed that about him, that he was very passionate and made himself very knowledgeable as well about things, whether it be computers, E-Clubs, whatever it might be. He really, really educated himself.
Now, Zoom expert.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be on Zoom probably without him.
Yes.
I think he
else?
was an inspiring leader, and he, you know, didn't lead and ask you to do it. He did it himself as well. And on Thursday mornings, he certainly demonstrated his quick wit and his good sense of humor, because we laughed and laughed, and a lot of it was because of what Peter was doing. And he, you know, I don't like saying he will be missed. He will be remembered, and he will not be forgotten. So, you know, I miss him a lot. Yeah, there's a
For
hole
those
in
that,
this club because of his absence, really is.
Yeah.
for those that weren't on our coffee sip morning a week last Thursday, Peter was on from his hospital bed that morning and joking with us, and at 8 hours away, later he passed away, unfortunately.
Wow.
And because he was planning to come to Calgary to stay near his son and come to Calgary the following day on the Friday. So, very, very sudden.
It was
David, if I-
interesting, the day that Peter and Ileana came here for lunch. I was telling you this on Saturday, David, and we had a nice 29th of November. We were all sitting down, nice seafood chowder and salad, and then we saw them again on the Monday night in Calgary with Jean and Barbara. And but Peter was here. He was showing Frank and I some tricks about that he used to use as a vet to get dogs to do what he wanted, and it was really incredible to see that side of him. And then it launched into about an hour of him telling stories from his vet days. So we really had a great laugh and got to see a whole other side of Peter that, you know, normally you wouldn't see. But it was an amazing day, and it's hard to believe how fast that can happen, that you're sitting down with someone and, you know, hardly a little over a month later they're not there. Or, yeah, it'd be closer to a month and a half, I guess. But yeah, I think that's the hardest thing for most people to accept. But I think he was there with us on Saturday morning because we had a great meeting, and I'm sure he was smiling down at us because you know, we forged ahead, even though we had a few technical glitches. We forged ahead, so that's what he would want.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of his sons that spoke at the funeral, I don't know what age he would have been, maybe 19 years old, and he was helping Peter in the surgery in his, I think at that time he had a veterinary practice in Ardrossan, and Ron was talking about holding the intestines, and they had a dog that visited frequently because it kept eating stones. So it's trying to hold these intestines in and follow Peter's instructions, and at some point he just passed out and fell down and had his head on Peter's shoe and looked up at him, and Peter said, Peter looked down at him and said, "I love you, son."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Very touching.
anyone has ever watched that show. Used to be on Saturday mornings, Calling Dr. Pole. It was about a vet in the US, and he and Peter went to vet school together.
Oh,
So yeah, he had some good stories about him. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
on now on Nat Geo Wild. It's
Oh,
called
that's where it went to. I couldn't find it.
The Amazing Dr. Pole.
He is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Fun.
so David, one of the things I would love to add, Peter and I started to connect immediately when I was appointed for the governor for this year. And one of the things that I highly respected was his immediate connection to say, what can we do together? And that vision. So when you ask for a word, Tammy,
Yes.
in all the words that have been said, I have two words. One is integrity.
Yes.
He always operated with integrity and values. And the other is a visionary. He was always looking for what can we do, and I think that's where that dedication and that passion and others that. And so, yeah, it was beautiful, really beautiful. He always made me feel like I was, even before I was into my learnings and my training, he always made me feel valued and important, and that we were on to something. We're going to do some things.
Yes,
It's tremendous.
that's great.
Ellie, would you like to say something?
Yeah, I have a lot to share. I've known Peter for a long time. When I was district governor, of course, I already knew him. And somehow the Dutch connect, you know, when you meet another Dutch person, you connect. You know, Peter did a lot to help us get started on Zoom. And he was basically the watchdog for the website. And when I was, well, I still am webmaster, he would constantly send me an email and say, okay, this needs to be fixed and that needs to be fixed. And I would just do it. But he was called Zoom Master. That would be a good title for you, I said to Peter. And we chatted via Zoom after that on a regular basis. And if he didn't hear from me for a while, he would send me a message and he would say, when can we chat? It's been too long. So every week we would have a little chat and we talk about different things. And, you know, we always wanted to make everything right. And I know he ruffled some feathers every now and then when we were in a meeting, and he was rather direct. But as a fellow Dutch person, I understand that's how the Dutch are. I got always accused of that for being so blunt and being so direct. And I thought I kind of got a little bit gentler, I think, after a while, or at least I pay attention to it. So when Peter was online and he would say something a little bit unsensitive to someone, I had the opportunity to say something in him in Dutch to kind of to the like, come on, Peter, be nice. Or calm down, calm down. And I would say it in Dutch so it wouldn't be too obvious and nobody would be embarrassed. And, you know, we had a chat about that sometime. And that was one of our weekly meetings. And I said, you know, I know that that's what we do. You know, we go straight out to the people. We say what we think. And I said, you know, but sometimes we can't do that. We have to put a little bit more thought into our words. And I think sometimes he softened up a little bit. He was, yeah, sometimes he did. You know, I know he spent hours and hours on the computer. And sometimes I would tease him because if I would say, well, Ramiro is doing the dishes or Ramiro is making the bed, he said, be quiet, be quiet. I can't have Ileana hear that. Because you know, he was a typical macho, you know, he doesn't do that kind of stuff. And, you know, I chatted with Ileana about that sometime. When we went to Atlanta, Georgia, between Tammy and Frank, and Ramiro and I, and Peter and Ileana, we shared a house together. So that was a really wonderful opportunity to get to know each other. And then when Bruce hosted a pod meeting, Peter happened to be in Canada. So Peter was there and Jim Kenyon was there. And we drove out from Osoyo's because we didn't want to miss that. So those are all really good times that I remember. I'd like to, one thing in Atlanta, you know, Ramiro has a little bit of difficulty. And I didn't always share that with everybody, but then they wouldn't understand why he just wasn't paying attention or why he would be repeating the same question over and over again. So Ramiro was telling Peter something about the tap. 2 hours before that, he had already mentioned that about the tap. So Peter looks at him and he said, what's the matter with you? You know, the Dutch way. And Peter looked at him and Ramiro looked at him and he said, my brain is full. It can't take anymore. So everything that comes in, it bounces back right away. So Peter started to understand that Ramiro was having some difficulty, you know, with dementia and that. And he always asked, you know, how's Ramiro doing? Is he getting any better? So he had a very soft side too. You know, he was caring about us. One important thing I like to mention is that I know that Peter and Ileana were a little bit strapped for cash. Peter did not have an insurance. And I had been in contact with Johan, Peter's son, asking, you know, what's the situation, what can we do? And the family is helping Ileana because she has no income, there's no insurance, they have that apartment, she has her travel costs. And we suggested that the family sets up a GoFundMe page. And we've had several contacts of Peter asking, what can we do? Some people donated money in his name to the Rotary Foundation, but that doesn't help Ileana. So, you know, we like to give the family a little bit of time to get over their mourning. And then we will contact them again and see if we can help with a GoFundMe page. And then maybe put out a call to the district and other friends that they have, like the Wheelchair Foundation want to help. And maybe we can support Ileana somehow and, you know, give back what Peter has given us. Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yes. Anybody else? Any
I
comments?
would like to add that since I would say 3 or 4 months, my club in Guatemala learned how to use Zoom because of you guys.
Oh, wow, that's
I
great.
used it that much, so every Thursday, when I'm in Ottawa, I can make up via Zoom into my club. So that's because of you and Peter, of course. That's another history of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you again. That's it.
Nosberto,
Uh,
we're ready. We're ready.
I will just share this photograph
Frozen.
before we move on here. If I can manage myself now. There we go. This was in early December when Ileana and Peter visited us. Hopefully it'll come up. Come on. There we go. And everybody see that?
Oh, nice. Oh, that's
nice.
very nice.
I'm gone. What happened to my Zoom?
Yeah, actually, one of the reasons I came here because I still had the club charter and the gavel, and he picked it up and took it to Bryce in Edmonton. So they
You
stopped
could
there.
tell that he had already lost a lot of weight there.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So yeah, we're certainly going to miss him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the smiles, you know, the smiles of the
Oh,
three
yeah.
of you. You can just see the energy there. It's a tremendous picture.
Yes.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
Oh, thank you. We have anything else on our menu, Sharon?
Yeah, I can screen share what I've been asked to do for this fellowship, and I said I would do it when we started the little bit of service project, is collate the pictures and a little bit of a description of what each of our members did over the holiday period and some into January even. So if you would like, it'll be kind of nice upbeat for us to share this, and I'll screen share. So what do? I screen share first and then
Open up your file
okay.
and then go to share and then click in the file that you want to share.
Okay,
And then
I've opened
share
up my
again
file.
the bottom right hand corner. I think
Okay,
I'm gonna be the Zoom master now.
Okay. All right, so I'm here. Well, how do I share it though? I can't get it.
Oh, at the bottom of your screen in the middle, you click on that, it'll show share.
There's a green share box.
Okay, I did that. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
Click,
And then
double
I'm
click in the file. Double click in the file, and it should come up.
Yeah.
There you go. Coming
Oh,
up.
is it up?
Yes.
There we go.
Perfect.
Woo! All right. Okay. So the first one, of course, is Ellie with her project, and Ramiro with their Project Amigo in Mexico. So a few pictures there, and I'll just give you the description on the next. I'll read it out just because Stacy doesn't have a camera, if you don't mind. So this, the pictures is 3 pictures. They had 2 days of volunteering with 10 Canadians that came down. They taught little children in the migrant camp how to brush teeth, made decorations with grade 7 to 9 students. Sorry, I duplicated that. Volunteers made tortillas and sorted clothing, which were delivered to one of our study centers, and presented the students with a speaker system for outdoor activities with music and microphone. And I just want to add that I made a bit of a donation, which Ellie used for refrigerator.
Yeah,
Ellie, what was that?
yeah, we're almost there. We needed to raise $1,900,
Yeah.
and we're getting very close.
Oh, good.
And
Okay.
everybody that donated will receive an email and a thank you and a picture.
Okay.
May I correct something? I could be wrong. Stacy may
Okay.
not have a computer, but she should be able to see the screen. She may not have a video, but she should be able to see the
Stacy, can you see the screens?
Yes, I can see the screen. I can,
Oh,
you
okay.
guys just can't
All
see
right.
me.
Thank you, Ellie. I didn't know that.
But thank you for reading that. I appreciate your thinking of me.
All right. And the next one was way up. So we go from Mexico to the Yukon in northern Canada. And Jim Kenyon keeps in touch with the local Rotary clubs there. And he does a number of things with them, but one of the ones he really liked to do is the Rotary Wine Festival. And they partnered with Air North. So, and it generates 31,000 for Rotary, supposed to be Rotary projects. Sorry, my spell check didn't catch that. So the wine merchants come up there on their own, and I think Air North actually provides their flight up. And yeah, so there's 3 Rotarians there in the pictures, one of which is Jim Kenyon, of course. He's the one that's got the big blue badge. Everybody laughs at our badges because they're so big. And then Jean-Michel's family in Calgary, they sponsored a number of shut-in seniors, and you can see the big bags of goodies that his wife has there. And then Ron and Judy Brown in Mexico, they got together with a club that they connect with in Mexico, and I can't even say it. Judy, you have to-
Navidad, Costa Alegre Rotary Club.
Okay, thank you. So they adopt an old age home as a service project, and your associate members down there, and they brought boxes of items from Canada and delivered them to the home. And I understand there were lots of smiles. And yeah, they have no family members to take care of them. And this is one of my favorites. I think because of the Santa hat with the Rotary on it, Rotary logo. It's pretty amazing. So they've been volunteering over the holiday season for years and ringing bells. Yeah, so there you go. Pete Evans, he didn't have any pictures, but he signed up for 3 2-hour sessions, so 6 hours with his former Rotary Club, and they do all kinds of things there. Visit neighborhoods to let the children see Santa, and then they have a little pot or something, and they just ask people for donations when they're out with the trucks, and the monies that's collected is used for different projects, and one of which is this handicap project with handicapped children, taking them Kids Out Day. And then my husband and I, we connected with a group that I never connected with, and they called themselves the Angels. And they got a list of shut-ins, either seniors or people with disabilities, and they just asked people to put together a holiday package So we chose a man and a woman, a senior, and we filled them with goodies, edibles, and nice cozy blankets, and my wonderful homemade, home crocheted scarves. And yeah, so they had a big package there.
Nice.
And Tammy and family, with her grandsons in particular, in Red Deer, Alberta. You can tell you are a secretary, Tammy. You've got the date and everything.
Yeah.
So they did a Stuff-A-Bus, which went to the food bank and family services, and then they did a Salvation Army campaign, wrapping gifts. And then Tammy and a friend of hers have been visiting a good friend at Red Deer with stage 4 cancer. So there you go.
Unfortunately, she died on Sunday. So like
Oh,
Peter, she went very fast. Yeah.
oh. Well, I hope you've got some good memories and good photos of your
Yeah,
time.
we do. And she said that was the highlight of her day when we would stop by. So that was meant a lot.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
And I think this is the last one, Jim Ferguson. There he is in the twilight in Skelton Lake, Alberta. He went
I don't think they've got a casino in Skelton Lake.
No, it's not the casino there. He drove 3.5 hours to Fort McMurray in early January. So they work the casino every 18 months and they get 30,000. So it goes back into the Athabasca community for local projects. So good on him for doing this in the middle of winter in January, driving 3.5 hours each way just to go and work in the casino. So good for him. So that's it, folks. I'm sure that everybody else and other people that didn't send me stuff also got involved in their community over the holiday season. And it seems to be that's the time when a lot of people need that kind of support. Shut-ins, sometimes people that live alone, they might suffer a little bit of depression or anxiety during that period. So thank you for helping your community make your community a better place. So anyway, anybody else have anything to share? You know who's not in there, and I apologize, and I don't know how it didn't get in there, but Doug, is he still with us?
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Doug, do you want to tell us about what you did and where you did it? Because I don't know why your PowerPoint isn't in there. Sorry, I'm not that great on PowerPoint, so.
Yeah, no problem, Sharon. We were in Ahi, Mexico when the pledge went out. So we volunteered for a spay and neuter clinic, Joanne and I, and spent the better part of a day in the recovery area, bringing dogs back from sedation, and it was quite moving. The clinic did, in the course of 2 days, did over 230 dogs or something.
Oh my!
And really, it's a real, yeah, and this is something that a community absolutely needs because there's so many uncared for animals. So that was very it felt really warm to be able to do that, and we'll do that again.
And most of these, or a lot of these pictures that I posted, including Doug's, I did post on our Facebook page over the Christmas season so that people that visit our Facebook page can also enjoy what we did. And I know Doug's was on there as well. So thank you,
Sharon,
everybody.
great initiative. Great, really good initiative.
Yeah, I hope we'll do that
Make it a
again next
tradition.
year.
Yeah.
Well, it's a great idea, Sharon.
Thank
It
you.
was something that was so small, and our service does not have to be a big international project. It can be something small. I know in Chilliwack, my old Terra Club, they're doing something really interesting. They're celebrating their 85th year as a Rotary Club this year. So they're selling 85 trees.
Wow.
You get to decide where you want them planted in your community. You get to decide. They have a selection of trees. I think the city plants them. And so I picked a park near the hockey arena. My husband's a hockey, he's a fanatic, and he was an ex-hockey player. And so I've got it near our local hockey arena, and I've dedicated it to my husband. So I thought that is such an easy thing to do. You know,
Can I just say one more thing?
You buy a tree.
Sharon, again, thank you for this initiative, because I've always sort of felt that our club needed to do something like that. We're scattered all over the globe, and we can't get together and do our own wine festival or do something as a group, but we can all do something little, and it has a big impact because we're global. So I think it's a great first try, and we should keep the ball rolling.
Sure. Thanks, Doug. Thank you, everybody, for participating too.
It's true.
So, and I want to echo Doug, because as you know, when I was going through and having the amazing visits with all of our clubs, one of the things that I did was a lot of research in advance on the clubs to understand the culture, their mindset, the work that was being done, understanding the service projects, etc. Well, I had to work hard, because you had a lot of your older stuff before. And so I was really, really working hard. And now just seeing this was tremendous. And I'm so thrilled to see that you're also sharing it with others. What a great membership opportunity for others to see. So be really proud. I'm proud as I was watching here. So it's a great initiative. And Sharon, if you can't continue it on, find someone that can, because yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, I always believe in voluntelling. So yes, we voluntold people. So.
And
So
we,
one of the
and we
other
can share.
things- Sorry.
We can share the idea as well with other e-clubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Challenge them to do the same thing.
Mhm.
We were talking at our last coffee chat, or the one before. We had a member from Ontario who is kind of considering looking for another club, because his club dwindled down to 4 members. So he's kind of exploring, and I'm in contact with him. And then he said, well, the other 3 members probably wouldn't join your club because they don't like to do international projects. They only want to do community projects. And I said, but that's exactly what we want to do. Let them do community projects in the name of the e-club. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that may just happen. And maybe Stacy can get her former members inspired and check us out.
And Ellie, what if, yeah. And the other thing, Ellie, is to what we discussed about having Jim talk to some of the district governors at the upcoming conference.
Right.
Did you want to tell them about that?
Oh, okay. There's lots of smaller clubs that are struggling, and Tracy will know about that too. And we're like to encourage district governors to talk to these clubs, and before they even consider shutting down, to consider joining us, and we can work together. If they have a favorite project in their community, they don't have to stop that. We can all work together, and they continue with their service project in their community, yes, and still be part of Rotary. Mm-hmm. Rotary E-Club of Canada won.
Yes. So I want to share, Ellie, we had an area governors meeting on Saturday. So I host area governor meetings with our team. We were doing them about quarterly, now we're doing them monthly. And the one of the main topics that came up was around membership at this last meeting, and how we look at what's right for the member. So here we have Stacy, who is interested to find something that's right for her. And it's to look at what the options are, and to provide a menu. And you have an amazing menu here, and you know that. I think there's some questions around what this menu looks like, but you've got a formula that's working. So one of the questions that came up at the area governors meeting was, how do we help to build a stronger sense of community when we're working online like this, where we get together and strengthen the fellowship? So I'm pleased to share that next week I am going to be at Rotary headquarters. And there are 20 of us from North America that have been invited. There's 3 from Canada. And the whole objective is new club membership summit. And it's really coming down to what is it that people are looking for in Rotary. And I've been tasked by the area governors to take this down and talk about from E-Club, you know, how the E-Club works and how we continue to strengthen fellowships within our membership from E-Clubs and other clubs, because it's when that's strong, we know we have stronger clubs and we do more. So I would love to come back after I attend that summit and come back to you and share with you the results and the conversations that we have at that summit, because I think you've got something pretty special here that I'm going to talk about, but I also want to bring back also as well.
Well, if it fits your schedule, a month from tonight.
Well, Tammy, do you want to talk about our anniversary?
Yeah.
What we're going to do?
Yes, we're
Yes.
getting close.
Yeah, sorry, David. So it
Oh.
is posted, but I'm going to change that because we decided our 6-year anniversary is on the 23rd of February. So we'd like to do the fellowship assembly that night, and that'd be a great time, Tracy, if you're available to pop back in with us. We're going to invite a lot of former members of the club, I guess one of the things when you were just talking about the summit, one of the most successful things we have with our club, I don't get to attend a lot of them, but the coffee chats on Thursday mornings are Kitty is there constantly, and she could tell you, there's several of you who are, but it's a very lively, fun way to interact. There's no business being done. It's just all getting to know each other as Rotarians. So for an E-Club, that is an amazing platform for us to connect on.
That's fabulous.
February 23rd is Rotary Day.
Well,
Yes.
it's also
Wow.
yes, it
Yes,
is.
Of course it is.
It's a Sunday.
Yeah.
But
It's
Tammy,
a Sunday?
it's
Of
Sunday.
It's a
course.
Sunday.
Oh, goodness.
Could we maybe poll everybody that's online here if they feel that Sunday, would that be
Yeah.
an appropriate day to do that?
I will be, the district curling bonds bill is that weekend. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what the schedule is. I'm waiting right now to hear back from the team on what the schedule for the weekend is. So I don't know how late Sunday, what's going on the scheduling.
Everybody goes home after lunch.
Yeah.
Do they? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll give it
It's in-
some thought.
Yeah.
It might be better
Yeah,
to leave
we need
it
to
on the day
announce
of
that
Sunday.
properly, and we need to work on that a little bit.
Yeah, I'll send a message out this week.
Yeah.
The Ahigeek Rotary Club is having a Rotary Day event that day. And I think a lot of Rotary clubs everywhere are having Rotary events that day.
But it's a
Yeah.
Sunday. Not many Rotary
It's a
clubs
Sunday.
I
Well,
think would have
I
an
don't know.
event on that day. Yeah, we need to do a little survey amongst our members and guests.
Yes. Yeah. Sounds good.
So, before we go, if there's no other business, Ellie said you can never talk about things too often. So I've done just a two slides, and I'm going to promote our Facebook page yet again, folks. And I went to all my friends lists and I invited anybody that I thought might be interested in Rotary or was a Rotarian. And I got quite a few people that liked our page. You know, I must have sent them to over 200 people, and it really did jump our stats.
Good idea.
So I'm just going to screen share again. Hopefully this will work easier than last time. Did it work?
Practice makes perfect.
There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, where is it?
You want to close that one there. You want to open a different one.
Okay, well, why is that open? Okay.
Stop sharing that one.
Probably need to stop share and start over.
Okay. So why is that Zoom meeting one coming up? Okay.
Pick, if you click share at the bottom, you get a number of choices. Click the one that you want.
This one. Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
And now.
Okay.
There we go.
See, we're always learning, aren't we? Okay. So anyway, this is our Facebook page, Rotary Club of Canada 1. And yeah, everybody should be, every member that's on Facebook should be in there and liking every single post that we put up. And there's people that put posts, Doug has, Vicky, Ellie, you know, and if you want to put a post on and you can't figure it out or you don't have access, let me know and I will do it. So you can go and you can know it. There's on the sidebar of the page. It says no friends who might like your page, and you can go over and you can invite all your friends that might be interested in our Facebook postings. I'm trying to post something every 2 to 3 days on there. Sometimes it's a challenge to find something that's relevant. But if I know what's coming up for our weekly meetings, then I can post something relevant to that as well. So I invited people to check out our fellowship events. So this is something that I think we really need to promote and get people to check out our Facebook page and like.
Sharon?
Yes.
Sharon, I haven't been there in a little while, but is there a quick link to our weekly meeting from the Facebook page? Can we easily get to the weekly meeting from there?
Right on the left side here. On the left side should be.
Yeah.
It should be.
Okay, I just took a snapshot of these two things. So I'm actually not on the page itself. So there is, Ellie?
Okay.
It should be.
Probably under events, maybe?
Might be under here. If there isn't, maybe between Kitty and I, we can figure it out.
You can do
I think the last time I looked, I could.
Like you
Seems
can
to
do
me, but I couldn't get
normally when you
I
post
couldn't get to our
something-
weekly meeting.
When I post something, I will put the weekly meeting, if it's about the weekly meeting, I will put it right in the Facebook post. But every Facebook post that I put on has our website address on it. So people can always go to our website. I try to put that as the last bit of the Facebook posting with the pictures and stuff. So I try to do that every time. But, you know, I'm open to suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions, what might look good on there or whatever. Again, I'm learning this how it runs and trying to take some of the responsibility off Ellie, who's wearing so many hats these days. I don't know how she even does it. So trying to take some of her responsibility off her shoulders too. So
Would it be possible to put on that left-hand side, attend weekly meeting and click on that and that would take you to the weekly meeting?
Yeah, I will make some changes on here.
That's what I was looking for, Judy.
Yeah, it's, you know,
It says events, but even as well as events, attend weekly meeting, then let me just click on it and be in it.
That's what I was looking for, Judy.
Yeah, I will change that.
See, Ellie's the webmaster, see? I just put the postings on and find them and find the funky pictures.
Where's Peter when you need him?
Sharon, can I also suggest that you post the page, share the page on the district group page? That district group page is for our members to use and to share things that are taking place within the club. So you could also post when your meetings are. So for example, the Thursday coffee talk, you could post that Wednesday night or so and say, come and join us on Thursday for our coffee talk, that type of thing. So use the page. It's an active page. And one of the things we'd really like is to have our clubs using it more. So
is this a Facebook page?
It is. It's a Facebook group. It's District 5370 and it's an actual group. And if you haven't joined that group, as soon as I see it, I can say, yes, come in and let you into the group. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That would be really good. Then you've got an opportunity to reach over, you know, all our Rotarians within the district as well.
Sure. That sounds great.
Okay.
Very good.
I just looked
Thanks,
at the
Sharon.
page and our website is there.
Yes.
Okay, good.
You just need to go to the home page.
But
And
should we maybe identify it and say, check out our weekly meetings at? so that people know that that's where they go to the weekly meeting? Can you do that, or?
I'll have a closer look at it.
Okay, all right. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to bring it to your attention yet again. I hope I'm not being too I don't know.
Direct.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
great. That's
Peter, direct.
You're a cheerleader.
There we go.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll take that.
Yes.
Keep on repeating. Look at McDonald's ads. You see them
Yes.
every day after day after day.
Well, my grandson is here right now, guys, so
Well, thank you very much for all your work that you put into that, Sharon and Ali and Tammy, and thank you all for attending, and
Yeah.
and members and guests. Love to see you all, and hope to see you again next month at our fellowship meeting. And we'll carry on and try and fill a little bit of Peter's shoes.
Okay.
thank you, David. Thank you.
very much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, all the best.
Hey,
Please.
Bye-bye.
Okay, okay, bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone, I'm staying on, Tammy.
Okay, good.
Sharon,
Okay.
I'll stop
good.
the recording.